But we begin tonight with breaking news. Ivana Trump, the ex-wife of former President Donald Trump, has died. The former president confirming the news on his social media platform, Truth Social. She was 73 years old. Sloan Glass is joining us following this story. Sloan.
Nichole, this news just came in an hour ago. The former president and his family all sharing the news, saying Ivana Trump died at her home in New York City.
The Trump family breaking the news with a statement that reads, Ivana Trump was a survivor. She fled from communism and embraced this country. She taught her children about grit and toughness, compassion and determination. She will be dearly missed by her mother, her 3 children, and 10 grandchildren. And Ivana's former husband of 15 years, former President Donald Trump, on Truth Social. I am very saddened to inform all of those who loved her, of which there are many, that Ivana Trump has passed away at her home in New York City. She was a wonderful, beautiful, and amazing woman. The 73-year-old was born under communist rule in the former Czechoslovakia. She lived in Canada before moving to the United States in the 70s, where she married Donald Trump. Together, they had 3 children, Donald Jr. in 1977, Ivanka in 1981, and Eric in 1984. Following their divorce in 1992, she developed a fashion line and beauty products and became a published author, writing columns in magazines and self-help books.
Trump ended his statement on Ivana by saying her pride and joy were her 3 children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric. She was so proud of them, as we were all so proud of her. Rest in peace, Ivana. Right now, we haven't heard any official word about how she died. Nichole.
All right, Sloan, thank you for that. Joining us now with more on Ivana's life and legacy is nationally syndicated radio host Donnie Meacham from Pop Crush Nights. Donnie, thank you so much for being with us.
Of course. I think if we put politics aside, I think we have to look at Ivana, and she really is what is the American dream. Born in what is now known as the Czech Republic, coming to America, becoming a socialite, becoming not only successful within the Trump organization, but successful on her own with clothing lines and jewelry lines, a fixture on QVC. And it is sad that later in her life, it was kind of overshadowed by the Trump presidency. But we do have to remember she was a mom, a grandma, and just an overall very smart and talented and brilliant woman.
Well, absolutely, Donnie. You know, she really did have a remarkable journey. And, you know, speaking of the Trumps, obviously, she really had an integral part in helping to build the Trump legacy back in the 80s.
Yeah, I remember when they got married. You got to remember, like, before Rosie O'Donnell was fighting with Donald Trump, she was at their wedding. It's little people like this, like people showed up to Ivana and Donald's wedding. They were literally the Donalds known in New York City and around, you know, the country. They were a very popular duo. And, you know, she's just a smart woman overall. And I think if you look back too, right when Donald became president, she released saying she had a direct number to the White House, meaning the 2 of them were still on good terms. She could call him if she ever wanted to. And I think that just goes to show the kind of person that she is.
Yeah, you know, this is, you know, some pretty shocking news, I know, for our audience. But, you know, so many people know Ivana Trump's name. Donnie, just talk to us really quickly about her legacy.
Yeah, her legacy, I think we have to, I know, once again, I'm stressing the importance of put Donald Trump aside and think about who she is. And she is a mother of 3 brilliant children, whether you like them or not. They are very smart, wonderful, talented children. And she's a businesswoman, I think, and especially in the 80s, coming from a foreign country, coming over here and knocking down that glass ceiling and, you know, having a vital role in the Trump organization, creating a clothing line, creating a jewelry line, going on QVC, going on the Home Shopping Network, and just showing people that it is doable. I think that's what people need to remember. And I think that's what over time people will remember.
Absolutely. All right. Donnie Meacham, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.